And we are back here at Fogler's Fiction Fest, Day 2, ladies and gentlemen. You just saw the amazing Fish Kill read. We had Phil Lamar and Kari Payton joining Dan, bunch of folks. That was a lot of fun. And we are here live for the FanBoys reunion panel featuring Dan, the cast, Kyle Newman, Adam Goldberg, holy cow, and Dan in the UK. What's going on, buddy? Welcome.
How you doing, pal? I'm a lot better.
We're having a blast here. These guys are having a blast. It's so kinetic in this group. I couldn't wait for us to get this broadcast rolling.
Yeah, Bernard. Listen, Bernie. I see what you're doing, pal. We're trying to hang out here, man. You're trying to jump in on this hang. I see what you're doing, Bert. I see what you're doing.
I will be quietly sliding into the background and get your images ready for you, sir. But you guys enjoy the ride and have some fun. If I get anything on the chat, I'll let you know.
All right, thank you.
Wonderful. Hey guys.
Hi, Dan.
Look at you all. You all look so lovely and wonderful.
You don't look a day older. A day older.
Yeah.
You all look the same.
Everyone looks the same.
Identical.
Okay, so let me get right into it because we're running a little late. So I want to get right into I have a few questions. Then we're going to bring Victoria Bennett on. Were you able to hear that working man rush at the beginning there? Was that cool with it? Good. I wanted to make that happen. We're fucking low tech here. Okay, so here are my questions. Okay, let's jump right into it. I mean, we were in the chat there, and Goldberg said it. He said it. He was just like, yeah, everyone looks wonderful. Let's just get everybody back for the second one. So what the fuck, man? Well, how do we make that happen? I'm not even kidding. How do we make FanBoys 2 Windows Revenge?
Oh, Windows Revenge. I love it.
Wow, Adam.
I mean, so Dan and I have all talked about it over the years so many times, and I think the first thing that's kind of is who owns this movie now. I mean, it was a Weinstein movie, So I think they sold it to a bank. So really, this is a fundraiser.
Yeah. Pure cinema.
We could do a GoFundMe and get it back from have the fans own the movie. Do a GoFundMe, and then
let's bring Harvey on. He's from prison. We're gonna get him in here. He's gonna break down.
So I just want people to vote now. Anyway,
we're gonna rename the movie.
People should know.
But look, here's the thing. It's
going with the original alternate title. Fanaticoids, believe it or not, this was a work in progress alternate title that they wanted to own. That's Fanatic, OIDS at the end, Fanaticoids. And we don't have to do official FanBoy sequel.
Yeah, that was like an STD that you'd get at Comic-Con.
we have an outline for a sequel, and I have a whole. I wanted to do a TV show.
Yeah,
so I have a whole thing for a TV show too.
Would all you guys
to people that
would you guys come back for that? Sorry, man. Go ahead.
For every Hitchcock Truffaut, and stuff like that, there are 1,200 times that Harvey Weinstein formerly owns something, and now it's a bank has it. That's pure cinema. That's what movies actually look like. People should know how the decade-long root canal getting a movie made is.
So hold on. I wanted to say, I just have to say that for our watches, we're used to it, but so what happened to Jay is that he's having an event horizon situation. He's getting very close to singularity, and that's why he's having this thing with his neck. I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, we're at like 16% along. We'll see. Tune in, and you might see me transform into pure information.
You're gonna be like Lucy and turn into a big black blob.
I think if we did a sequel revisited, it would have to be something that is reflective of how fandoms evolved and how your characters and people have really evolved and where they're at and what it's like if you have kids and partners and how you dealt with continuing your fandom and what's your relationship with it. Some people love it more, some people fall out of it. And I think a decompressed look at it in the form of a show or even like a holiday special would be a cool way to revisit it. But we did have ideas for a movie.
The ideas that we had on set,
like Obi-Wan
Refresh my memory on the movie idea, and also like, do I get to be a part of any of this stuff, or am I just?
Okay, hey, I have like can I just kind of give like the short pitch that I remember, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically we have where we left off. We have where we left off, right? And so most of us reacted to Phantom Menace like, man, we're not happy with it. But Windows fucking loved it. Windows loved it, and he just like got like obsessed with it, and all of the prequels, like those were his jam because it was all about Vader. Okay, so then so that kind of is the rift, right? That's what I remember we talked about.
That plus Star Trek. It was going to be revealed that I was actually a Trekker.
Yeah.
There was going to be a trip. We were going to take a boat ride like TrekCon at sea.
I feel like I remember a cruise ship.
And
I remember that.
You guys were stuck on the boat with him, and when you guys get high, you see Linus. He visits you in your as a spirit. And
yes.
I also
you're a ghost spirit, brother.
It's all coming back to me. It took place after Attack of the Clones.
We almost did
Attack of the Clones, and Windows loves Star Wars. He loves anything Star Wars. He loved all the prequels, and the other guys are more realists. And they're like, you're blinded. You have like Star Wars goggles on. We have this third movie coming out, Revenge of the Sith. They're shooting it in Australia. We need to get there and tell Lucas not to fuck it up. That's what the movie was, right? And then Windows has to come to terms with the fact that maybe they weren't the movies that he wanted. He kind of takes off the goggles, and they take a cruise ship to get to Australia, and it happens to be a Star Trek cruise ship.
Right.
And then it was kind of like...
fly, because he won't take airplanes like B.A. Baruchel.
It was like Mr. T. He won't fly. That's what it was, I think, which would have been great.
And
that sounds fucking great.
Yeah.
I thought, and there was also like... go ahead, man.
Your big
there was a snowball fight to open it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recall the snowball fight. Well, there were several brainstorm sessions, and so we wanted to pay homage to Empire. So there was a snowball fight when we were younger against bullies and Sam's older brother and his guys, and they attack us, and they're like the walkers coming after us. We have this crazy fucking fight, and everyone's there, but we're younger, and then it sets up this. The obsession. We had the remember Kyle that that Hutch was supposed to be the kid on the fucking Millennium Falcon box. Remember that? That was his like.
We filmed the last scene. If there was time, I was trying to film with the same like setup change up as you guys were just gonna. The lights come up and you just watched Attack of the Clones, and you went from like whoa to like you're like that fucking sucked. And then Windows like, what are you talking about? It was great.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been thinking about it a lot because we were talking about a TV show version. I also think that it'd be great to just set it right now where the Star Wars and the Mandalorian stuff is happening and everything's rekindling, and someone maybe Hutch is like, let's get the fucking band back together. Let's heal this rift with the Windows. That kind of thing.
How would the fanboys feel about the new movies?
I think I know that Hutch would just be like a huge Mandalorian fan. He's just like walking. He's just like full on walking around with a helmet. And I feel like he's got like. I feel like these guys have kids. They're getting into it, and I also, there was another thing, Jay, which is a call out to Luke and Leia, which is you and Kristen get married, but then you find out you're cousins.
That can't stand.
I would not have supported that. I want to keep.
I know, but that's funny, man.
The Zoe would know they're not cousins.
But that would have been the thing that like drove him over the edge, I
think if we did it now, it it would take on some way bleaker tones on the palette. It would inevitably have to. And I think that also, I think Windows probably left science fiction when Galactica ended. I think there was timed out with a sort of epiphany of like, I can't do this shit anymore. But of course he wants to. That would be the conflict for Windows, is like he's beaten the fan out of him, and he's probably just made himself into he becomes, Patrick Bateman with glasses. What is this pitch? I don't know where I'm going, but anyway.
Did he give up the comic book store?
No.
Oh yeah, he probably did, and that he could pay for he can pay for a nice car, and he can work out and get his fucking psycho body.
Hey, is there a way hey, let me ask you a question. Is there a way that if we are actually we actually somehow figure this out and we all get into like a room together to like round table this, and everyone is able to, put in their piece of the puzzle about their character or whatever? Do you guys think you would want to do that?
I'd do it.
I'll answer this in the form of this this cool emoji feature that Zoom provides us. 1 second.
Oh, here we go.
Hey! I'm preparing to be blinded. Oh, it's a fun.
No, of course. Fuck yeah, man. It would just be this.
I've gotten into it like legitimately with managers and agents, because this was for all of us. It was our first thing. We were all kids when we made this. Like we were in our 20s. It's just like there's so many people involved that all want money. So there's like, it almost makes it impossible. You got, Dana, me, Kyle, all the actors, we're all these producers, like, it's owned by a bank. Like, how do you even cut a deal? Like
here's the thing. Here's how you do it. They're all salt of the earth people. So every
movie has the same problem. Every movie has lots of people, and so we would navigate it. And also, some of the biggest fish in that pool might not be around for it. We'd have to. We'd want and Matt Perniciaro and Dana and you and we've got we need Kristen and
there's Ernie and there's just a lot of people, right? There's a lot of moving parts. I believe as a show, like there's so much there as a series to do, because especially if you think about it, when we did this movie, there were no cell phones, there was no social media, literally did not exist yet. And like the idea of a fanboy to me was like a tiny little club of just like your own circle of friends, right? And now there's so much like fan backlash. There's all this Star Wars backlash with like after Ryan's movie, there's like the fandom menace who like wants it to go back to what it was. There's a lot to comment on and spoof,
right?
Like fandom is a whole thing now. It wasn't when we made it. There was like no one was going to Comic-Con when we made it. It was still like an undiscovered thing. So
I just because we're on like a budget of time here.
Yeah.
So can Bernie, if you can hear me, my brother, can we traipse through the archive pictures? I wasn't.
Give me just a second. We're pulling that up as we speak. Give me just a second.
I wasn't supposed to take these pictures, and I'm not supposed to share them, but I don't give a shit. It's live. So this is us. We went to Lucas Ranch, and we went around to the actual Lucas. I'm sorry if I hurt people's ears. To the Lucas.
You got these pictures, Dan?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Great.
And we got the archive pictures. They're coming up if we can figure this out. And they basically said, don't take pictures, but if you do, don't share them.
Again, nobody stopped us. No one was monitoring it. I remember it was one of the coolest things I've ever done, because they like let us in and they were like, all right, do whatever you want. And we just kind of all found our own shit that we were blown away by. It was unbelievable. I couldn't fucking believe that they were letting us do it.
I love you guys so much. Kyle, can you do me a favor and can you walk us through how you gathered this fucking crew of maniacs?
Wow. I remember we was working on the script with Matt EP, and Adam was involved, and we were trying to get this thing up and running. And we knew. I mean, I was familiar with Jay from. I loved him in Almost Famous. Dan, I saw your headshot, and I was like,
I suggested Jay. That was me.
This guy with suspenders.
I suggested Jay.
Right, you did, and
Jay.
And it was like, yeah. And I loved both Chris and Sam had come in and read, and I was familiar with them both from their films. And I was almost like, I like them both. It's just which one could be Linus, which one could be, and it was like, I was open to like working with them both in it. So it felt like you guys just really rose to the top. There's a lot of people that auditioned and a lot of people were really into it. Obviously, there was a lot of Star Wars fans and there was a good buzz around the movie. And thankfully, it was like one of those situations where everyone was like, go hire the best people. Go hire the people that are right, And you guys were also the most gifted. And so
thank you.
Got it. And there was just this beautiful chemistry. And I think we all just knew it. And that's why I felt like a family. It was like we were supposed to make this movie together. And that's, working through it all with Matt and Dana and Kevin and that, we were like all, reviewing tapes and stuff. And it was always like, these are the people. Same thing with Kristen. Kristen, immediately I was like, we got to have Kristen. It's Kristen. Kristen was on a show, but then they're like, well, audition other people, meet other people, we'll see if it'll work out. And ultimately she's like, I'm doing the fucking movie and I'm in and we'll work it out with Veronica Mars. And we did. So it was the people that were really passionate and were the most talented, just were the right ones for it. And it all worked out, thankfully. It was one of the most graceful things about this was like the talent that came on board and finding you guys.
If memory serves, like once Dan came on board, that was it. Like it was once we had one, I think Fogler might have been the first. Wasn't he like the first?
Really?
Like, okay, you got Dan, now you can get everyone else and you have a movie.
When I was auditioning, Fogler, Jay, and Kristen were already attached.
Yeah.
And I think I went in and read with Chris. I think you and I read for each other's roles.
Yeah, we did both. Yeah, we went back and forth.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen that.
It was fun. And I think that, it would have been great either way. You're such a talented fucking guy. Like you could have done either.
Thanks,
beautifully.
Yeah, I just wanted to do both. It was one of those things where I was just very thankful that in this aspect of the filmmaking, people did get out of our way and let us get the right people to embody these characters. And you guys really brought them to life in a way that was beyond what I had conceived and what Adam and Ernie had written. And inhabited them like real people. I think that's why there is still a large contingent of people that like this movie and they take it to heart. When I posted it, we're doing a reunion. So people are like, man, I fall asleep to that movie like every night. I love that movie. There's people that really did find it. And we never got, I think, a fair shake in terms of release. I remember Weinstein's really promoted The Reader that year and they savaged our release, even though they had this commitment to screens. They're like, well, we got an Oscar nom, so sorry, there goes your budget. And they roadshowed the movie. But thankfully, Star Wars fans came out in droves. And it has that awareness, the community found it, the community embraced it. Thankfully, Lucasfilm, let us shoot there and also let us be a part of their presence at conventions and things like that. That was like the community around the movie was the most amazing part of it, even though we had, hardships during post-production.
Those are not the archive ones, man. This is the FanBoys ones. You see the ones that say archive? Oh, I'm trying to flip through it. Like this one here with me with the no. This is just the FanBoys folder.
Yeah, but look, there's me sitting there. That's still good.
I like that. I like that cartoon.
Yeah, this is exactly. No, but there's an archive one here. Well, yeah, you can see. So, yeah, look at this stuff. Bernie, you can hear me, right? So if you go up a little bit, brother, if you go up a little bit, no, scroll up, go up, brother. Okay, down here, Jesus Christ, go up again. Down now, go down. Never mind. Can you find the freaking archive folder?
There's one of Kyle holding the Ark.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh, you can see that, huh? Oh yeah. You can kind of see that. I can't. Oh, the way my
it's Dan and I with the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. It was the craziest shit in the world was in that put.
Howard the Duck was just collecting dust on the bottom rack. I was like, that's Howard the fucking Duck.
Wait. Do we have that? Okay, let's scroll up a little bit.
Here's one. There's two right there.
You guys remember what was in the Ark?
Yeah. What was it? Oh, I know. It was Salacious Crumb, right?
No, it was Yoda. Yoda. Was in
Yoda.
the ark.
Yeah, Yoda was inside.
Yoda
was
was in the
inside.
ark. That's
Yoda
that's
was
big
inside
news.
the ark.
There's
Of
Dan
the
and Joe Vitrulia while Dan's taking a dump.
And then put the ham sandwich slices and cheese on for the
We
toilet.
thought that was that day 2
No, that was
One.
day one.
Yeah, that's like-
Started in the jail cell.
with
Hey,
Billy D. Williams, and then we went out to dinner afterwards with Billy. Wasn't Billy D in town?
Yes, let's talk about Carrie, Billy D, and William Shatner if we can, please.
Yeah, I remember they scheduled this meeting for me to meet Billy D. It was a dinner, and at the same time they scheduled this phone call with Carrie Fisher. I was like, who the fuck does that? It's my chance to talk to them. Like, well, you got to leave your dinner with Billy D to go talk to Carrie. So Billy D's like, well, let's talk about Hoth, or is it Hoth? And they go upstairs, and I had this phone call with Carrie Fisher, and she's telling me about how George gave her, Princess Leia buns for her 50th birthday, and she's talking about like her marriage.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna try and get my other computer. I'll be right back.
Crazy, right? And this is amazing personal conversation for like an hour and a half. I go back down to dinner, and I sit down, and Billy D is like, and that's all I got to say about Star Wars. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, Kevin, man, what did he say? He's like, I don't know. You probably would know better. I'm like, what? And I missed like the whole behind the scenes Empire conversation. But they were wonderful to work with in good sports. I remember like Chris with your kissing scene with Carrie. We gave her 3 options, and she picked the one where she gets to kiss you.
And she picked getting kissed. It was awesome.
Like, he's cute. I want to do this.
And then she invited me out to go to like Santa Fe to like a spa retreat weekend after
You could
that.
have done it. Huge missed opportunity. You
It
didn't.
was the biggest missed opportunity of my life to this day.
Come with me to Santa Fe, and it came with a phone number.
Yeah, I know it.
I have to say, you were very brave that day because you took the bull really by the horns. The bull in this case being Carrie Fisher, you really took her by the fucking horns and like really you got her. It was amazing. She was so into it. She was so into it. She was so game.
Can we just say as the
Let me
kiss
ask you a
went
question.
on, the kiss got longer and longer. It
Yeah, and I'm fairly certain because you
I
took
did 9 takes on purpose. 9 takes on purpose just to like let it go.
I remember that. At one point, you're like, we got it, Chris. Should we go again? I was like, yes, absolutely, Kyle.
She was amazing. She also was so kind and sweet and weird in the best way. And like I'd see her for years after at conventions, and she would be like sprinkling people with like glitter, and she was just on a different planet in a good way, like just bizarre. One story that's about Carrie Fisher is we remember where we were shooting with her. It was like a fucking abandoned wing of an old hospital, and it was like you don't touch anything because she sat there with Fruit Loops. Do you remember this?
I was right beside her.
And she had them. My wife and I were sitting with her on the floor of this abandoned hospital wing, and she took her little cup of Fruit Loops and dumped them out on the floor, and then was one by one off the floor. It was I was like, "You're man, this is the greatest thing in the world."
Loose Fruit Loops off the fucking
Off the floor
carpeting.
of an abandoned hospital.
Wall-to-wall carpeting.
Here they are. Here are the archives.
Oh my God, I did not get to do this.
No, you did not.
It's the cup of Christ.
Oh, Dan, I've never seen these, Dan.
Oh, guys, I'm so happy I can share this with you. Okay, so there's this is Kyle with the Captain Emo outfit.
Yeah, Captain
EO. from that's like the Michael Jackson outfit from the Epcot ride. Remember that?
Tiny. I could zip it up around my thigh. That's a little he was.
And then over here, that's hysterical. And then this is us at a really great screening. Remember that? I can't remember which one.
Yeah,
okay, so this is
San
Francisco.
There's Howard. He looks like he's an opiate addict over there.
Yeah, there he is. His eyes are rolling in the back of his head.
The fentanyl epidemic has touched Lucas Ranch.
Hey, let's scroll up a little bit. Hey, look at Marquette. He's enjoying the Death Star model right there.
Cool.
I'm fucking in front of down here. I'm in front of the idols from fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark, all this stuff was just piled on top of each other. Here, you see, there's Howard the Duck. He was right under Han in carbonite, just like chilling.
So cool.
Holy crap.
And look at this picture I took. I took a picture just as, you know how they had the old phones with the orange used to come up before the flash? So I took a picture on my phone just as someone else took a picture on their phone, and I got that weird orange glow, and it looks like
so
he's coming
cool,
out of.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? It looks like he's coming out of carbonite.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, scroll down a little bit more, Bern.
Wait, what's that Boba Fett? Is that like a Boba Fett model or something?
Boba Fett helmets. They were all just lined up. Boba Fett fucking
It
helmets.
was the model up there you're talking about. That was like used.
Oh yeah, go up. This guy right here.
They were using it for. Was that for stuff they're doing in Return of the Jedi? I think.
Yeah, it's got to be when he gets knocked off the fucking thing, he goes in the pit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Scroll up a little bit.
Which he apparently escaped from.
Yeah, no shit.
That Vesper armor, bro.
Retcon, baby. Retcon.
So there's the arcade
The
cover.
blasters. You got the blasters pictures.
Yeah. Get down, guys.
Get down there real fast.
You guys
Oh,
look
I
like
can
the
send any of these you want. Any of these you want, Chris? I'll send that to you.
So guys,
Show, were you there?
I wasn't even
there.
No, Jay wasn't there.
No.
Oh man, that's why I don't have any pictures.
I thought you were.
No, I wasn't there, but I love this because it looks like pictures from a cop show I never saw, starring you.
Chris, tell your story, man. What's the deal?
Dude, it was the end. It was the very end of us being in there, and they were starting to wrap us up, and Dan and I ran off as far as we could away from everybody, just to be like, what can we find away? And we just bolted, like full on ran down a thing. And at the end of an aisle, we found Han Solo's blaster, the actual blaster. And you know, the only rule was don't touch anything. You know, you can go wherever you want. Don't touch anything. And no one was around. We were so far away. And Dan was like, should we pick it up? We have to pick it up.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah,
don't take pictures and don't
take pictures. Yeah. And so we picked up the blaster, and I thought the pictures were lost forever. I've never seen them.
This is really cool.
I will send guys. I'll send Eddie of these two.
Yeah. Scroll down more. I want to see the Death Star real quick.
Yeah. That's a model of the Death Star.
That's
the model they filmed.
And what was great is they would slide out these map paintings, these giant 7x9 on glass. They had them all stored safely, and they could slide them out, and they could show them.
Are you serious?
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And it would be like the whole deaths. It would be the where the any ship docked in the Death Star, and it would be all the stormtroopers.
Oh, that's so cool.
It would be a big missing patch in the middle that they would.
Of course, that's where you'd film. Yeah.
It was really it's quite astounding that they have it all, aggregated there. The Georges retained it all. There's like a wing just with costumes from all the new movies.
No, they had all the mad paintings. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was really neat.
Can you scroll back a little bit, Bern, and get those models of Obi-Wan and Yoda? Those are like the stand-ins they would use, which is crazy. The lady said that.
Yoda's ears of
these guys right here. This
looks like Dobby.
Obi-Wan and Yoda. Yeah, right? Dobby! He does look a little fucking...
And look at all those Vader helmet. Like all of these things now sell for like millions of dollars. It's
I
crazy.
know. They were just sitting there collecting dust.
It was amazing.
Yeah, scroll up, go up to the top again, man, just so we can get the most.
They also had Willow's staff.
Yeah, there's the cup from there's the
Crusade, Last Crusade.
Grail.
Yeah.
Choose wisely. Those are the fucking cups.
And we're saying that everything. We're saying every background character you could imagine. There's a version of here. Every maquette, every piece of concept art. It's all aggregated. There's drawers you can just open up and go in and look at. Ralph McQuarrie drawings, stuff from Holiday Special. They have it all sitting there. Just sometimes drawers.
Every maquette and every Marquette.
Every maquette.
All right, cool. Take us back to the big thing. Let's get Victoria out here. Let's get on the big screen again. I'm so happy I can share those archive pics with you guys. I don't care how. I don't think I'll get in any trouble. Who cares? If I do, it'll be a cool story. And then we can put that in the movie. So this Victoria Bennett is coming on. She's like a super fan, Star Wars super fan, and we're gonna close out. How much time we got here? I don't even know when we started. I think we're right. We started a little bit. Okay, this is good. So we can get Victoria up here, and then she can close us out with a bunch of her questions. She's been waiting so patiently. Guys, God damn it. This is awesome.
We have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear you say that, man. God damn it.
We have to.
I mean,
why are we not doing it? We put our heads together and say we're doing it. Let's just announce it right now.
I think it's just going to require some research and figuring out how to acquire it, right? And I mean that's not impossible to do.
That's doable. It's a piece of IP.
It's a lot of work.
And we already have everybody that wants to do it. We have Adam is the biggest guy you can possibly get, and he's already on board.
There he is. He's right there. Look at him.
I should say that I've been trying to like push this boulder up a hill for like a couple years here, and one of the ways I've done that is in the recent Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I was Hutch. I was full vest and I was being Hutch in that, and so I was like trying to fucking will this to happen. I'm trying to fucking because he was in FanBoys, yeah. Kevin. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if we all put our heads together, we can make it happen.
I saw Kevin Smith at Rise of Skywalker. We chatted after, and we talked about FanBoys, and he's like, "What? I'll help you. What do you need?"
Great.
He wants to help. He wants to see it happen. So everybody that was involved can come back. All we have to do is get over this like logistical hump of who's got what, and then say, "Listen, motherfuckers, get out of the way. We're going to take something that you're not doing with, and let's bring it to life. We already have everybody involved that you would want involved. They're coming back. We're going to do it." Fans
Maybe
at home.
Would work. Maybe it would work on Quibi.
Yep.
We had a deal with Quibi. We shot the pilot for Quibi.
Quick bites, little quick bites in there. You know?
Hey, there she
That's
is.
what Quibi stands for, Jay. Quick bites.
Hi, Dan.
Thank you, Adam.
Welcome, Victoria. Okay, so I met Victoria on several different when we all used to go to fucking Comic-Con. She was always a fantastic interviewer. And I said, I got to get some, because, it's me and Bernie here. I was like, we got to get some feminine energy in here. So let's get Victoria in here to ask us some questions.
I got all the feminine energy you need.
Nice. All right. I don't know. What
up, guys? In case you're confused, it says Bevan down there because that's my Clark Kent reporter name that I use when I report for Den of Geek. So I've actually interviewed Jay before for How to Train Your Dragon.
Right. Hi there. How are you?
Good. I don't expect you to remember. You were going down a line and you're like, you got 2 questions. I'm like, cool. How was it to be in this film? Great. Awesome. You going to miss it? Great. Cool. We'll talk to you later. That was my encounter.
I hope my answers were satisfactory.
Oh, Den of Geek loved it. It was great.
All right, good.
As long as the bosses are happy, I've done my job and stuff like that. But hi, guys. I have not met anybody else yet. Sam, Chris, Kyle's friend, Adam. How you doing there?
Good.
And Kyle. How you doing? Good. Okay, so I have been instructed to give you some fan questions that have been poured in while you guys have been talking and stuff. I have my own questions too, but some really good ones were Kyle Babbitt was saying, which one of you is the actual biggest Star Wars fan?
Kyle.
Probably Dan, right? Or Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah, I remember that rehearsal where we were watching.
But I would also say Adam's a pretty huge fan.
Kyle, then Adam. Kyle, then Adam.
Yeah.
What's your basis for comparison with that?
I think, well, Kyle, can you tell your
I'm wasted, and I've had more free time to waste than Adam because he's so busy doing hit TV shows.
Kyle got to work with Samuel L. Jackson, who asked Kyle what the most obscure, because Kyle was like, I'm a Star Wars fan. He's like, all right, I got a question that only a Star Wars fan would know. And I didn't know the answer. And Kyle did. So,
so that's it.
Samuel Jackson, that he's not dead, that he should go reclaim his Clone Wars character, and he should be back. So hopefully he gets vocal about it, because he's like, that's my character. I should be playing that character. And if Darth Maul ain't dead, then you're right. Why am I dead? So hopefully we see some Mace Windu. I tried to get in his head about it, and he loved it. We bonded over Star Wars. He signed some cool, like a big 12-inch thing, and gave it to me, and that was a dream. Get to not only Carrie and Ray Park.
What was the 12-inch thing he signed for you?
I got to work with him, and then I also got to bond with Mark Hamill. He didn't make it in this movie, but we became pals. So, like,
Fogler has memorized the first 3 movies though, because I've seen that firsthand. He knows every single line. Like,
Wait, episode 4, 5, and 6, or episode 1, 2, and 3?
Well,
4, 5, 6.
I just want to clarify here.
Well, the first 3, that we were introduced to, but I remember that. I remember that rehearsal, guys, when we were all sitting around. I was just like, I couldn't help it. I had like Tourette's. I had like Star Wars Tourette's, like just like saying lines out, So I noticed that I definitely had a lot of it memorized.
Yeah,
you do great impressions too. You have been doing that, but you do great impressions.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Which one you want to hear? You want to hear one?
Well, have you guys seen what he did for The Mandalorian, where he was doing voiceovers of The Mandalorian and the
Thanks
child?
for bringing that up. Yeah, I do this thing called the Dandalorian, which I couldn't show here because we'll get fucking banned. But I don't know why it survives on Instagram. But I realized while watching The Mandalorian, I was like, this motherfucker doesn't talk at all, and he's wearing a helmet, and I can just talk over him and dub anything I fucking want to say over him. So I put a bunch of that Dandalorian stuff on my Instagram. It's pretty hysterical. It's mostly the Mandalorian looking at him, just being like, "The fuck is the matter with you? You're 50. Stop acting like a child." It's that kind of shit.
It's the spin-off series. Just Dave Filoni, give him a call. It'll be great. No, but it's another one we got is Reaper Girl 27 asked if you guys actually remember the answers to the quiz that you guys were given in the film.
I think I'd get most of them.
Yeah, I think so.
Irvin Kershner. That's my fucking.
I think I only had to answer one, right?
Yeah, it was where was Chewbacca from?
Yeah, it was Kashyyyk. I remember that.
How many Ys are in Kashyyyk?
How many Ys?
Yeah. Tell it.
Like 3.
Yeah, buddy.
The question.
Notice how I wasn't listed as the top Star Wars
Top
nerd.
fanaticoid. You weren't the top fanaticoid.
I wasn't.
You're not. Somebody actually pitched a really good FanBoys 2 thing. Speaking of The Mandalorian, it was Catherine. She said the fanboys tried to kidnap the child and give it back to George Lucas. I mean, again, you just call Jon Favreau and be like, "Yo, we're just gonna do this little spin-off right here while you guys are filming. We're gonna borrow it. We'll bring it back."
Would it be his adult child?
I don't want to kidnap a child. Is there a version where we can make a sequel where we're not kidnapping a kid?
No kidnap.
It's a puppet, Jay. It's a puppet.
We do need a little cute baby just for the toy sales. So maybe we could use like Marquette's baby, like
That's
a little,
good.
My baby.
Okay, yeah, we steal an actual baby. And
Wait, hold on. I go and I'm texting for 2 seconds, and what the fuck is
we
happening?
steal a baby, and then it's about the international manhunt and the sort of grizzled U.S. Marshal on our tail, right?
Linus had a son because we find out that while he was at the hospital that night, while you guys were sleeping, he hooked up with the doctor, Carrie Fisher.
Hooked up with Carrie Fisher. It was me and Carrie Fisher's kid.
Oh, and he's got midi chlorians and stuff, and he's like floating and stuff. He's like really has the force. And the FBI wants this motherfucker, and they want to use him for nefarious purposes.
And then there's the spin-off standalone that's just about the U.S. Marshal who chased us. Just like him in retirement, and like, what's it like when you don't have a context anymore?
I love live. Don't you?
Okay, anyway, next question.
Okay. Well, I actually have a question for Kyle's friend Adam over there. I just love that name tag, so I'm just going to keep using it. Because you were talking about the logistics of how you would do a FanBoys 2 with Star Wars involved, because so many people own that property. Could you, because these guys are also just geeks for other fandoms as well, could you write a FanBoys 2 and it be about another fandom and not Star Wars? And if you could, what fandom would you choose?
What would I choose? I think everyone should answer their this, just not just me. But
I want to start with you though.
I'd have to. The thing that I know most is Transformers, man. But I don't know that anyone is like going on a cruise to talk to Michael Bay about a Transformers movie. So I don't know that that'll work as much. But yeah, my jam is Transformers. I don't know. What do you go? What everyone else? What's your
Kyle?
Robots on my flank.
I just think it would be a more robust look at fandom in general. I would have a little bit of Star Wars, a little bit of everything, because we all know that fandom has exploded since then. And it wasn't just Star Trek and Star Wars and Babylon 5 at the bottom. It was like, now you've got Harry Potter, now you've got Lord of the Rings, you've got the Marvel movies, which weren't there, the DC universe, you've got
My Little Pony.
Everything's exploded. So you'd have to, even if it was a sequel with Star Wars seemingly central, it would be really about everything and how Star Wars sits amongst that. So it would have to be like a real holistic look at the broader spectrum of fandom. And Star Wars would be in a little bit. I'm sure Lucasfilm would let us play a little bit too. But these guys have expanded as people too. So it'd be everything.
Cool.
Or just the Divergent movies.
Convergent and Divergent. That third one.
And detergent.
Chris, what would be your answer?
Me, I was thinking my first Ninja Turtles. I feel like it's an undersold part of all of fandom. And that was my jam.
Ninja Turtles?
The Ninja Turtles.
Oh, good call.
Yeah. All those
Which
original
one, man?
movies, I feel like they haven't been called back. And I feel like there's a lot of good stuff there.
The vanilla.
Oh, you could break into the Jim Henson place, all that stuff.
Which turtle? Which turtle though? Wait, which turtle? Which turtle's your favorite? Which?
Raphael.
Me too. Sorry.
Me too, man. Of course, man. I mean,
He's a
12-year-old boy, Raphael. I mean, it was just like I was like,
You're only human. You're only human. That's Raphael's always the answer. If someone says Leonardo, they probably have they're probably a sociopath.
What about Donatello though?
Nobody's saying Mikey.
Nobody's.
No, I love Mikey. Mikey's great.
Donatello was good in the video game because you can keep.
That's why I liked him in the 4-player team up. I was always Donatello with the staff. Yeah.
He was kind of the prototype for the incel when you think. I'm just joking.
Sam, what would be your answer?
Still trying to catch up on Jay's joke. What is my favorite? My favorite was G.I. Joe, man. I fucking love that. I love G.I. Joe, Thundercats. I love that stuff.
Thundercats is great.
Silverhawks.
I would say He-Man maybe when I was young, and Thundercats for sure, and Ninja Turtles. I've got a bunch of shit. All the DC characters, Batman, Superman, The Flash. Yeah. But I think Kyle's answer was perfect because I think in like today's world, perhaps these guys have and they all have their own individual fandoms now, or you know what I mean? Like I feel like it's gotten so broad now. Back when we made the movie, it was so Star Wars it still is such a huge thing, but it was like one of the only things to, there weren't even things to fanboy about. So
there weren't really even any foodies.
It's so broad. What?
There weren't really even any foodies other than food critics. Like the idea that there would be a fandom around just food. There it is, foodies. I think that's really accessible.
Foodie?
That's
FanBoys 2, foodies.
Foodies. Is it FanBoys 2? They try to go to San Diego Comic-Con? Is that what that is? Because that's the epic chamber right there. That's the epicenter right
food
there.
Boys. You can call it food
boys.
Yeah.
Hey Vic.
Yeah.
I was told we got about 5-10 minutes to wrap it up. I just want to take a second and take off my virtual Comic-Con voice for a second and say, guys, I fucking miss you guys.
Likewise, buddy.
You too, pal.
Danny.
I love that we can pick up right where we left off, because you guys, I consider you guys like brothers, like family. And everyone's always, I don't get to see you guys. We sometimes don't even talk for years, but I know that if I email you guys, we're on a text thread out of nowhere, jump right back in, we're here. We just pick back up. That's a sign of closeness and trust. Like, I don't have to talk to people you love all the time, but you just know that you know there's something there. There's something real.
I agree. No, you're spot on. Spot on, Kyle. That's exactly right.
Yeah, and I think that's the spirit of why we would love to revisit it, and that's why at least we're keeping it alive by getting together today. And I love that there is a fan community around it that's taken to the movie, and Star Wars fans are extremely loyal to it, and that speaks volume. But you could tell, I think when we made this movie, we were committed and passionate, and we felt like we had the obligation and the honor to do justice to it. That's why we were protective of it. We fought people at the studio about what should be or not be in the film and why it had its troubles. It was because it was of passion. It was not because of any other bullshit, you know? And these guys are all
like, nice to have another crack at it without that bullshit too. Wouldn't that be fun? Like if we had that opportunity.
Oh my God. Kyle,
Netflix, are you listening?
Kyle had like 2 days to edit when we did get the movie back ultimately. Kyle had like 2 days to edit that thing. Like
they literally said, you have 36 hours to edit. We're sending in our editor, who I wanted to win over. He was there to hack it up and not let me do it. And I had to work from the other cut. And they said, you have 36 hours. If you sleep, that's on you. And you have to work from our cut, even though we want to go back towards your cut. And they just said, you know, just only hint at cancer, and which we got more back in. And it was about the spirit. It was about camaraderie. It wasn't about getting into that in detail and being too heavy. And they got big comedy people telling me that wasn't funny. And so we had to navigate around that. And I got to go back in and learn from all the different cuts and say, actually, this worked. And look, if they shot this, I can use this. And just put ego aside and try and put it all back together and make the best thing we could in literally 36 hours. And it was like a deal that I think we had to say in our contract, in our statement, Dana and I had to sign a piece of paper that said, Harvey Weinstein is a Jedi Knight. In the press. Like, and then we get the movie back. I was like, I'll sign any motherfucking thing you give me. I don't care. Like, I'm going to fix this movie. And we have too many people counting on us. Remember, we showed this movie. There's some people I know that were commenting on it. Like, 2007, we screened it in London, a different cut of the movie. And it was 2,000 people. And I got this 5-minute standing ovation. And now 2 years later, I'm like, how is this movie not out? Like, what is going wrong here? What have you done? Like,
so weird.
It was weird. And you're right, Sam. It's great to like rectify that and just go in, like the passion, the knowledge, the talent with you guys. It's like we could do something really special that speaks to now. While this movie spoke to another time, we could speak to something very current.
Could not agree more. Could not agree more.
I hope Bank of America is listening. Who owns it right now? Wells Fargo, if you're listening, I'm going to tweet after this. We should all. You know, someone owns this movie, and it's just sitting there. It's a great title.
If
great
international, don't do it. We're just going to get back together and do our own thing.
Fanaticoids.
Not called FanBoys.
Food Boys.
Yeah.
Food Boys or Fanaticoids, and then maybe at a certain point, International Lotus Holdings will come to their senses, and we'll just, you know, we'll appeal to their creative spirit, and you know,
yeah,
Bob's your uncle.
I mean, we fucking there was Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then, you know, Indiana Jones and the rest of them. So we don't have to stick with FanBoys for the first title. You know, we can do Mummy.
You could just do the sequel and then just not call it FanBoys, and it'd be the same characters, but just rename them. And then there you go. It's like put a musical number in there too. It'll be fine.
Truly, the bank does not know they own this thing, so it's not like anyone would even come after us. I don't even think this bank knows they own it.
Do that different names, and and you guys are playing slightly different people, but it's a testament to.
Marquette is still alive. It all works.
If I'm still alive, it proves that it's a different movie.
There you go. Exactly. There you go. And you call me Doors. Easy.
Or a Mac. We could just call you Mac. Instead of Windows, it's a Mac.
Yeah.
Mac. There you go.
Let me tell you something. We got to kind of wrap this up. I want to thank Victoria for coming on last minute.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. Nice to meet you again.
I want to thank.
Nice to meet you again.
You know, great job. I want to thank these gentlemen for taking the time out. I love you guys so much. And
likewise, Dan.
Let's all right. Let's all just like take a second and say, let's make this happen.
Absolutely.
All right. May the force be with all of us then.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Dan, thank you so much for putting this thing together too, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Dude, this is the most, I was excited about this right here. This is what I was most excited about, man. This is,
I miss you guys. Yeah. I miss you fellas. I love you all.
All right. I got a chance to put my 8-year-old to bed. So I will bid you adieu, and
guys.
I'm going to.
It was great seeing you guys.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
Thanks,
Miss you. See you soon.
Take it easy.
Thank you a million times.